Alrighty then, it's time for a Gragas game. And of course, it is a ranked game. And my god, has Gragas been making splashes in LCS. He's been played pretty much in almost every game I saw, at least. I believe Santorin was spamming the shit out of him. So I figure it's time to make a video of him. I mean, I have been playing him, but a lot of the footage has been really poor. Mostly because either we win so quickly or nothing happens, so they're just kind of boring. Either way, this game is quite interesting to say the least. For starters, my red gets stolen, so I just double back and get reds and blues, and just watch how the Ari plays it. There you see, she used her charm already, and for some reason she goes forward anyway, so this pretty much just lets her be ganked for free. Go in, slam her, and then the LeBlanc flashes forward, grabs her, and easy peasy kill on Ari. Like, no, not even a challenge. This is one of the things that makes me to believe that Gragas would probably be one of the, or is already, one of the best tanks in the game already. Shit like this. Look, the enemy team, the Thresh makes it obvious they're going to gank the Lucian and the Leona, and Rek'Sai shows up. Only level 3, which I'm surprised considering he got 2 jungle buffs. I flash forward in after the Rek'Sai dies, I kill the Ezreal, I control the Thresh as you saw with my fat ass, and then we gun him down. So it's 3-4-0. That's a catastrophic loss for the enemy team. However, as stompy as it might seem, this game is about 14 minutes long, so you can tell it's not going to be very pretty at a certain point. Anyways, Diana gets chased, she gets killed, LeBlanc fishes for the Maokai and manages to get him, she runs away, and then I turn my attentions to the Ahri. I figure I can actually beat these guys in a 2v1 since I'm fat and I already have the Bambi Cinder. They try to fight me, and if it wasn't for me using the smite poorly on the Ahri, I probably would have killed the Rek'Sai. So that's a kill that was lost. But still, we went 1-for-1 and we sort of beat them off. Yeah, that sounds wrong. Either way, runes and masteries is something you've been waiting for. Honestly, with Gragas, you can build them in any way possible. You armor yellow and then anything you want. In this game, I'm actually going magic pen reds and ability power quints and magic resistance blue scaling, and my masteries are 9, 21, 0, and again you could put pretty much any masteries you want on him. This is one of his strengths. As long as you have your defensive runes proper, then you'll be totally fine. Now, the reason why Gragas is probably seeing a lot of plays, because he's a good recipient of Cinderhulk. Obviously, he's naturally tanky and he's very mobile for a tank or for any champion. To be perfectly honest. And the thing is, he has really strong early pressure. Certain champions like Nautilus are really slow and really clunky, and they can be blocked by a lot of things or just flat out avoided. Gragas, on the other hand, he can pressure you as soon as level 2 or 3 if he wants, and constantly do that. And he's also pretty goddamn fast at it, along with packing a bit of damage and being tanky without having had any items purchased yet. So he's pretty dominant early, and once he gets his ultimate, he can make some ridiculous plays. He doesn't have to be near the target. Like, watch this. I body slam into the Rek'Sai with a flash, and I just ult him backwards. Of course, Leona ult was hitting him too, but I think, either one of us wasted our abilities, but we kind of did it at the same time. That kind of stuff is incredible. Ranged initiations. Like, there's very few champions that have ranged initiations like that, especially on a jungler or a ganker or something. So that means when he initiates, he could deem it safe if it fucks up, or he can combo it, or he can bait out your escape and then still grab you and displace you and basically make you lose all the entire positioning you've made. So Gragas right now is dominant because of his early pressure. A champion like Zac, all he's got is his bounce. He bounces in, fails, and that's it. He doesn't do anything else. And hell, even if he bounces in and manages to hit somebody, he doesn't really have that much strong follow-up after that. He's very reliant on his teammates. And even if he does that and gets counter-ganked, he doesn't have an escape either. Gragas, if he body slams in and hits somebody, then he's going to have his body slam rather quickly back from there, and he can use it to disengage. So, and he also got a slow, so there's that. He's got a wealth of crowd controls, right? I'm not commentating the game at this moment just so we're dominating, but it's going to reach a certain point in which it should be commentated because shit's going to hit the fan. I know, spoiler alert, but we're going to get really stupid. And of course, Gragas, with the Cinderhulk, with all that health, makes his W ridiculously stupid, and he becomes nigh unkillable. And so he's useful at all times of the game. Though in late game, he tends to deal less damage than you want him to, but he just becomes nearly immortal. So yeah, and he can be pretty much built in any way possible. Like if I got super duper fed in this game, I might have considered Rod of Ages, just straight out buying it right off the bat. But I didn't get fed early. I got assists and I racked up some gold and stuff. Yeah, but not enough to warrant the Rod of Ages. But in one game, I believe I had 6 kills by 9 minutes because the enemy team just threw their lives away at me, and I bought a Rod of Ages and I became more AP-ish. Though you can go tank, you can go hell even bruisery. I've seen the Trinity Force Gragas dominate before. Just by the way, here my teammate Diana, she's probably the only reason the enemy team might even have a chance of returning. She's died so many times, and they've shared the gold so many times, and even their useless teammates like the Rek'Sai and the Thresh are going to be able to recover just from murdering the hell out of overconfident teammates. So there, I couldn't sit the Leona. Unfortunately, I was hoping she would hug the wall so I could toss it a lot earlier, but nah, she was kind of too far away. The chances of saving her were pretty nil. Now I catch a Thresh, I jump on him, I cast a CC, and we just slowly beat him to death. You could take any smite on Gragas really, but I took Chilling Smite just because in solo queue it feels more punishing for the players who get out of position. Skirmisher Saber is definitely very strong. Actually, wait here. This is the part that's the turning point. It's just really stupid. I don't even know why they initiated it. The tower was free. The enemy team wasn't going to defend it, but they dove, and they gave 2 kills for free. We got the tower, but still 2 kills for free, especially on them who have been pretty much handblasted the entire game. It's pretty much allowing them to reset it. Fortunately for us, they fight this so poorly and so disjointed that we just pretty much pick them off one by one. We fight them in like little individual battles and they die. So their little mini comeback gets canceled real quickly. Still though, as you can see, the game is the video is like halfway done, so it's still not over yet. Now, as you can see, I'm building Randuin's Omen, I'm building Spirit Visage, but you can pretty much build anything on him. I've seen the Aura build work on him, I've seen a Frozen Heart cooldown reduction build work on him. I personally just love Randuin's Omen. It's probably one of my favorite items in the game, and I kind of want to see how strong it would be with the changes that are coming soon in the PvE. So, we'll see. Now, Gragas, he's one of the stronger junglers that you can pick at any point in the game. First pick, last pick, whatever. Though, if you pick him in mid as a first pick, you might have problems versus high DPS champions early on, mostly because if you can't burst them down, then they're just going to cut you to pieces. But that's about it, and that's very minor, and you don't really see that very often anymore, or at least currently. So Gragas is probably one of the stronger first pick champions in the game right now, and mid pick or whatever. He's just all around very useful and versatile. So if you just want to play a tank, then just go ahead and pick him. He's just like a wonderful choice to pick. We tower dive them, they get absolutely destroyed. We pretty much corner them in, and we go for it. Thresh dies. I believe one of my teammates gets a little too angsty, does he? Yeah, he does, I think. Oh yeah, Gragas, I can guarantee you that you won't really have problems if you first pick him and you don't even know what your opponents will take. Though it's kind of a little bit screwy trying to pick him into a team with lots of blinks, just because they can fuck up your ultimate and you might end up saving them. But that's still kind of a moot point if you use it properly. And honestly, Gragas, aside from his ultimate, aiming it properly or setting up really cool plays with it, is pretty easy to pick up as well. So I would wholly recommend you try to learn him. It's like it won't take much effort, and I believe his IP cost is also rather low. And as I already mentioned, his rune cost is ridiculously low too. All you really need is armor runes, and the rest you can just put whatever, and it will still work out. Like, hell, I'm not even building any AP in this, and like the AP 15 that I put is kind of pointless, right? Like if I had any other option, I could have just taken cooldown reduction quints and gone about my day, but then I probably would have overlapped it with some other tank items. So again, it's all about what you figure might work out best for you or what you can afford. Anyway, my team gets in a fight in their jungle, which is a huge mistake because they have a lot of AoE. And for some reason, I thought to return to try to save the Diana, and that was a silly idea. I try to save myself by teleporting in this bush, and it doesn't work. I just get gunned down by the blonde boy. Now, if there's one thing that also gives Gragas a lot of strength is that even though he's right now being used as primarily a tank champion, he can do quite a bit of damage and a lot of control as well. And that's a plus, given that a lot of other tank champions don't normally have that. I mean, Nautilus has good damage, right? But he doesn't have the like incredible quick burst of Gragas. Like Nautilus's burst is rather more slow, and then it becomes rather sustained. By the way, this is another one of those fights that just goes really bad for us, and the Maokai managed to survive because of his passive. We get wiped out. It's a full-on ace. Diana kept trying to split push, but only ended up feeding him more. We got killed at bottom because I thought my two teammates were going to join us in the fight, and we just killed Maokai for free. But unfortunately, we don't. So we're just hollering at each other, group up, group the fuck up, because we're about to lose. This would be really sad. And personally, this would be my 6th loss. Or actually, no, my 7th loss if I had lost this game. So I'm just asking my teammates to buckle down and stop, like split pushing. I actually even got really frustrated and told Diana that, her feeding is what's keeping us down. It honestly is. Her feeding allowed the enemy team to recover to a point in which they can actually fight us. If we had maintained the momentum from the earlier game, the game should have been over 10 minutes ago. But we didn't, because Diana just kind of fed Africa here. So we cannot defend any towers because the enemy team's engage is too strong, but here's a turning point. Maokai gets dragged way too far from his teammates, so his teammates cannot react properly to this. I got a clear shot at Ezreal go in. Leona uses her ultimate right on top of him, so boom, wombo combo that is essentially eviscerated. Maokai follows suit, and then the rest just kind of walk away. Still though, even though it's just 2 kills, it's a good turning point here. We're able to collect on some kills, regain some map positioning, reward, control, whatever, and farm ourselves back up. So it's important because now we are able to venture out and ward Baron and prepare for the inevitable Baron fight that will come. So, and this is why it's important. We have vision of where they are, or at least we're going to have vision of where they are. So we know they're trying to bait us at least a little bit. So we chuck a little bit of, I chuck my barrels just to try to gain sight of them, and we are the ones who want to engage on them this time, but we have to catch Ezreal or Ahri, and then the rest of them should fall rather quickly. The Rek'Sai is pretty much full tank, so it doesn't really matter what he does, as long as I can keep him off my teammates. But watch this. Look how separated they are. Ezreal, Maokai are so far away from his teammates, and then Maokai pretty much ditches Ezreal. So as soon as Ezreal gets farther away from his teammates, I engage on him, and I just throw everything I can at him, and I knock him back to my teammates. And then just Diana goes gung-ho on him and tries to kill him quickly enough, and she does. And the enemy team is still separated. Look where LeBlanc is going to be able to get the Ahri from. Pretty much a free target for LeBlanc. She just destroys the Ahri, though Ahri kind of escapes. I turn around and peel the Rek'Sai from my teammate Diana, allow her to get some breathing room. Ahri gets shut down, and then Rek'Sai just gets destroyed as well. That was such a disastrous fight for the enemy team. You saw how separated they were. Like, it's unbelievable. That was such a key mistake that it cost them the entire game. You don't separate yourself from that much, because when you get engaged on, the enemy team has several seconds of trying to get to you, of trying to reciprocate the engage. So either way, they lost the game so badly, and I ended my losing streak. So hooray for me, I guess, and hooray for Gragas. Remember, if you enjoyed the video, give it a like and subscribe if you haven't yet. Make sure to also check out the sponsors that make this channel possible. Links to their websites are in the description below.